Morning, Bill.
Good morning, Mark. Well, this is our first podcast, recording that is, for 2026.
It is. We've had a big break.
We sure have, and today, in fact, we're going to do four recordings, and on Friday, I think we've got 2 or 3 more. So we've got ourselves a really interesting kickstart to the year, and I'm looking forward to it.
And the year started. Interest rates have gone up.
Let's
barbecues galore in Strife.
No politics.
Oh.
But trading is tough. There is no doubt about it, and it'll remain so. But okay, life goes on, and we just got to get on with it.
Yep, and the good get better, as they say.
They sure do.
So, who's today's guest, Bill?
Well, today we're speaking to a very interesting person and somebody that in his town where he lives now you can't miss him, and everyone knows him, and everybody loves him. And welcome, Joe Muvengi. How are you?
Good morning, Bill. Good, thanks yourself, and good morning, Mark.
Thank you, Joe. So, Joe, we always start with this leading question. Where did you first go to school?
Right. My first school, my primary school, I did it in Zimbabwe. If people know where Zimbabwe is, it's in the southern part of Africa. So I went in a primary school called Muvengi Primary School in the village.
Wow.
And Joe, yes. I've seen some photos that you put up at a Rotary meeting. It wasn't exactly a village or a school or a village as we know it, was it?
Yes, that's it. In Africa, there's 3 parts of Africa. There's the jungle, there's the village, there's the city. Yeah. And the village is so close to the jungle. So it's so remote that probably, I remember when I grew up, the only engine that you would hear during the day would be maybe probably an aeroplane passing through, over the sky. Yes, so remote.
Wow. And brothers and sisters, Joe?
Yes, I've got brothers, I've got sisters, and I've just had my sister. She came for a visit.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Okay. And then, so what's the Zimbabwe education process like? Do you go primary school, then into a high school? How do you move?
Yes, similar to here. You go primary school, then high school, then university, depending with the financial situations in the family. That's what really controls that. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people that grew up in an underprivileged family. I couldn't pursue my education the way I'd dreamed.
Yeah, and so did that mean you ended up working, Joe? Did you go off to work?
Yes, I ended up working. My first job was a temporary teacher. To put it into perspective, a temporary teacher in Zimbabwe is someone who goes and teach to a school where qualified teachers wouldn't prefer to go and teach there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they'll find someone who has done like equivalent of year 12 in a certain subject, and then they ask you if you want to go and be a teacher in those remote areas. So usually it's in the areas where qualified teachers, they don't prefer to go and teach in those areas.
Wow. And what sort of classes, Joe? Young kids or mixed kids? Or
I had mixed kids. Because there's shortage of teachers, obvious, in the rural areas, in the remote areas. So you'd teach grade 1s up to grade 7.
Oh wow! And did you enjoy that?
I didn't quite enjoy it because it was bringing me into the same situation that I was when I was growing up. My dream was to break through and move from the village into the city.
Yep.
But when I went to do temporary teaching, it was still in the village as well. So I didn't really enjoy it. I really wanted to get out of the village. Yes.
Yeah, you wanted to break free.
So Joe,
yes.
Once you finished that temporary teaching, what was next?
The next thing that I did was there was an army recruitment. I was recruited into the army. That was the opportunity for me to go into the city. So the military is based in the cities, in like what they call provincial cities. So I went there and did my induction, and I was in the army for 10 years before I left.
Well,
I resigned.
That's a fair while in the army, Joe, isn't it? So what role did you have in the army?
So I continued with the teaching. So teaching was always maybe part of the passion, because
Yeah.
I used to teach even in the army. I was an instructor in terms of medical or mathematics. There are other, people who would have joined, but with a poor education background.
Well, tell me, have you been back there recently?
I've been there back twice since I came to Australia. Now I'm 16 years. I've been back twice.
Okay.
Yes.
And what led from the army to get to Australia? What was the journey?
So what happened is when I met my wife, my wife was already here in Australia, and she used to come to Zimbabwe for a visit. So I met her, and we had kids. But the economy, if you have read the economy of Zimbabwe, but then it was getting very, very bad. Like Zimbabwe is one of the countries that had the worst inflation ever.
Yes, massive inflation. I remember seeing pictures of people pushing wheelbarrows full of money.
Yes. So I thought, I remember my daughter when she came, they were living here in Australia. When they came to visit me, my daughter, she wanted some sort of equivalent to McDonald's, but over there it's called Chicken Inn. And it was on my payday. My pay was not enough to buy my daughter equivalent of McDonald's.
That's right. And so you've got 4 kids, is that right?
Yes, I've got 4 kids, 3 girls and 1 boy.
And the young bloke, I saw a photo of him wearing a Geelong Cats jumper, so I think you've well and truly hit the mark now.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Is that right?
Go Cats.
That's right. And your daughters, what are they doing?
2 of my daughters, they're at uni. The last girl, she just finished year 12.
Yes.
So she's taking a gap year. She helps us in the shop as well.
I think I met her when I came into your shop. Yeah.
Yes, true. Yes,
Yeah.
you did meet them. Yes.
That's right. Well, that's quite an achievement, isn't it? If you want to look at on what you've been through and where you've come from, and here you are now with obviously 3 girls and hopefully your son, all being able to get a great education and get through maybe university, and they're into a whole new life.
That's true, and I'm actually happy because they are getting the opportunity that I couldn't get myself. And I always remind them how lucky they are compared to how I grew up.
Well, that's like me telling my grandkids, in my day we had it tough, right? So do they listen?
That's the other thing as well, that Bill and Mark. To be grateful, sometimes you have to have experienced the other side of the world.
Yeah.
So sometimes I know my kids, they might not really appreciate, they don't really know exactly, but I did take them back to Zimbabwe at some point so that they could see what life is like, to going to school in a remote village.
Fantastic.
Yes, I did. I showed them.
And what did they say?
From that moment, the day that we went, the first day actually we visited, we found the kids, they were lining up to get some wild fruits as lunch. They were in a queue, so they didn't have there's no packed lunch for them.
Yep.
The classrooms, some of the classrooms, they didn't have roofs. And the headmaster was telling me, when it's raining, it rains in the classroom. When it's cold in the classroom.
Yep.
Yes. So they really now, like the older girls, they understand how I grew up and how fortunate we are here in Australia.
And they're very fortunate to have you that loves education and wanted to make good. So that's very good, Joe.
Now,
I really like that.
Joe, the big question. How did you get to Colac? And for those, I would assume everyone listening, Mark, knows where Colac is. Right? It's
south of Geelong.
It's about an hour away from Geelong.
Geelong, yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
And a good town.
And it's an interesting town because it's got some very big employers down there, like Bullock Cream and AKD, Australian Lamb, and all the rest of it. But how did you end up? Because you told us before we came on air, that was the first spot you went to straight out of Zimbabwe. How did you end up in Colac?
So my wife's friend lives in Colac. Originally, she's from Colac here.
Yeah.
So they met in Geelong. They were friends, and then when we moved, she offered. Actually, my wife's friend, she's the one who actually guaranteed, because my wife, she wasn't on a full-time job.
Yeah.
So the person who guaranteed the government that if I come here, I was going to work, I was not going to be on social benefits, is that friend of my wife. Her name is Linda. She works here as well. She's now one of my workers. Yes.
That's good. But, okay, so you arrived in Colac, but you are now running an unbelievable retail store called the Treasure Hunter. And hence, if anyone looks up the your Facebook page or anything like that, they'll always see you in a pirate's hat, or mostly in a pirate's hat. But the Treasure Hunter, if I could describe it, is about 6 stores rolled into one, and you have decorated it, and you've got the biggest array of merchandise I've ever seen in my life. You are a fantastic merchandiser yourself. You bring life and vitality into the main street of Colac. But how did you make that decision to open that store?
So when I first came to Australia, I didn't start by running a shop. My first job was I was washing trucks at a company called Widons.
Oh, yeah.
I used to wash trucks on weekends. That was the only job available for me, and I really loved that job for me because it was something that I got paid without any fare. There was no, coming from Zimbabwe where you would sometimes get paid.
Yeah.
When I was washing trucks, I was assured that come payday, I would find my pay. My pay would come through.
Yep.
So I did that for a while, and then I found a job in the timber industry called AKD. I worked there. They sent me to trade school in Creswick. I'm a qualified wood machinist.
Oh,
I took that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, I took that opportunity, and to be really honest, I'm very grateful for the company, one of the best companies you'd ever work for. They helped me to set my foot in Australia because they gave me a qualification, and I was willing to learn. I was willing to do whatever it takes. So my wife used to work here at Treasure Hunter's Colac. She used to work in the shop. So when the owner was he wanted to leave the business, he offered it to me. He said, if you want, I can sell this business. You can give it a try.
That's fantastic.
So that's how I ended up getting the business. But the condition in which the business was, it was in a very bad condition that probably no one thought it would ever operate the way it's operating now.
That's right. And structurally, it wasn't very sound either, was it?
The floors were shaking. The front, it was looking dilapidated. Like it wasn't looking up. It wasn't appealing. But through hard work, we worked through, nice and slow, making sure we do improvements. And the community did help us a lot.
Yeah, that's good news.
I'm very lucky that I'm in Colac. If there's anything that I don't think I would have been able to achieve this if I was somewhere else, which is not Colac.
That's interesting. So how have you fitted into the community, Joe? Do you sponsor things, or are you in Rotary, or what sort of other things are you doing?
So what we do sponsor. We got a dance club that we do sponsor. But the most important thing is that we are a community-focused business.
Yep.
So Bill introduced me before. He was talking about Christmas. I didn't just come from Zimbabwe knowing Christmas. I got introduced the way I present Christmas. There's some people here in the community who are actually giving me ideas. Recently, I was in Sydney. I went there with a lady called Marie. She has helped us a lot. Actually, we took her to Sydney Expo. It's one part of the community. So the way we're doing is there's a lot of help from the community.
That's very clever, Joe. That's because that's giving you your customer feedback on what the community are looking for, and you're solving it for them. That's fantastic.
Now, Joe, you also entered the Colac Otway Business Awards, and you were a finalist. Well done on that. And
Thank you.
I urge you to enter again when they run again. But you are renowned for your Christmas your Christmas merchandise and the way that you promote your business and the Christmas spirit you bring to Colac.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So what we do, we do sponsor. We got a dance club that we do sponsor. But the Yes. So one thing that I've learned as well, Bill and Mark, is that people, they no longer buy products anymore. People, they don't come to buy products. People, they buy experience.
Yeah.
So Colac being a small town, we do rely on people to come from other towns to come and support us, financially. So we had to create something that would drive people to say, I want to drive to Colac. We now have customers as far as Echuca, Wanambo, Melbourne, Geelong. During Christmas time, they would love to come here. And what they do when they come, they don't just come into my shop. They'll grab a coffee, they'll sit down for lunch, they'll refuel, they'll wander around into other places that they've not planned to visit. So it's something that we're really proud of, that we can make that for the community, not only for our business.
Well, Joe, I was walking, when I was doing the business award judging down there, I was walking down the street just up from your shop and I ran into Richard Reardon, your local state MP.
Yes.
And he insisted that I wasn't allowed to leave town until I went and saw your business. Right? And then when I went to all the other businesses that I was judging, I mentioned the treasure hunter, and everyone was so positive. And
that's lovely.
And I congratulate you on what you've done. And you are a personality because not only the pirate hat, when Christmas comes, you turn into Father Christmas. I know that.
Thank you.
So where next, Joe? What's your vision for Treasure Hunter and your life in Colac? What's your plans? What are you thinking?
So my plan is to still keep making an impact for the community. Like I said before, I'm one of the lucky persons who have come to Australia and come straight into Colac because, people sometimes they we are who we are because of people who surround us. I've got some people who have come, like fellow immigrants who have come, who live in Melbourne, who live in other cities. When they come here, they're actually surprised how lucky I am and what everything that I've achieved is through the community. So my vision is to keep improving and making it bigger in terms of Christmas. I've just come from Sydney, as I've mentioned before. Yep. We are going to make it bigger and bigger. We want to have people coming from big cities and see that small towns will also have big visions. We can make big impacts.
That's very, very good, Joe. And are your kids interested in the business, or are they destined for other places?
Yes, that's a good question, that one. So the kids, they do help because, of course, they get some, they help to get some pocket money as well. But I'm really grateful as well to the family because when we started, there was nothing like getting paid. We just worked. It was just work, not expecting any pocket money or something like that. My two daughters, the eldest ones, they've got their own vision. My daughter, she wants to be a medical doctor.
Excellent.
Good.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah, and the other one, she wants to be into logistics.
Yep.
And the other one, she wants to do modeling.
Oh, there you go.
I'm trying to convince my son to like retailing, and he's trying his best.
Well, you never know. Just a quick question from me, Joe. Have you been able to embrace IT to help you run that business? So I've never seen a shop with so many items, or as we call them, SKUs. I have no idea how you take stock or how you keep track of things.
Yes, actually last month we've recruited, it's called the Colac IT Solutions. They are now part of our team that help us in terms of tracking our items. We're going online as well. Good. So they are helping us on that journey.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's a way, as you know, it's a way of the future, right? That's what it is. All right, so Easter's coming up. Do you do anything special for Easter?
Yes, Easter is coming. We are preparing. By next week, the whole front will be Easter. So this time, Easter is going to be bigger as well. I've brought some few interesting items, very exciting items from Sydney.
Oh, well, I'm down in Colac once a month, so I'll make sure next time I'm down there, I come and see you.
Absolutely, that'll be really good.
Joe, it's fantastic to hear your story, and I suppose our little podcast goes all over the place, but I think you've got a great story for people that immigrate to Australia. Don't ignore the country towns. The country towns can really give you a real good kickstart.
That's very true, Mark. And being a country, I've never, when I came to Australia, when I come to Colac, I've never got a situation where I say I miss home, because it's almost similar to the country Africa. People talk to you here in Colac without looking at their clock. They give you time.
Yes.
That's good.
People, whereas if you're in a big city, if it's to talk to someone and say good morning, they look at you as if you're crazy. Here we talk to each other.
No, that's fantastic. Joe, it's been a pleasure to meet you. And I will make sure I head down Colac occasionally. I will make sure I come in and have a good look at your enterprise, because it sounds fantastic. So I wish you all the best for the future.
Yeah, likewise, Joe. Thank you for entertaining us this morning. And I'll make sure that we promote this broadcast, and I'll get onto your chamber and make sure they get it promoted as well, because the more that people hear about you, I think they'll be surprised when they see what you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks, Mark. Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
Thanks,
thank you.
Joe.
See
Take
ya.
care.
Yes, bye.